What's up, guys? Today, Naruto Shippuden review for episode 360. This episode was pretty nice. I did enjoy most parts of it, but this one mostly about Kakashi actually becoming a Jonin leader, how he taught his students and everything, and he had flashbacks back to whenever he was with Rin and Obito and Minato actually training for the first time. The whole bail, the bail test and everything. So it was nice seeing that he actually got that from Minato. I think I already knew that because he actually showed it once. So that's where he got the bail test from, and he did it differently. Like, he just wanted them to get the bail, nothing else than that. Kakashi was basically like, he was all for teamwork, got to see his first students and put them through the test and everything. But Kakashi didn't really use teamwork whenever he was with that test and everything. He just used Rin and Obito as, just distractions so he can get the bells and everything. So he didn't use teamwork, and Minato just like didn't really see that too much. So Kakashi was basically wanting to build teamwork in his students. Because that's where him and his group failed at, because they didn't really use teamwork. Kakashi didn't really care about teamwork at all. Therefore, that's where they failed at. That's why Kakashi was basically doing a lone shark thing, always going alone, always going in for the attack by himself, without worrying about teamwork. When teamwork is basically the most important thing in becoming a ninja to them. So whenever you have Kakashi just going in for random attacks, and then Obito and Rin just standing by, wanted to help out, but Kakashi just not caring about teamwork. That's where he wanted to build in his teamwork. That's where he noticed that he was failing at. So of course the kids were clumsy and everything, didn't really care about teamwork. So it started like fighting each other because they could not take down Kakashi at all. So they started rebelling against each other, saying, "Hey, I'm not going back to the academy." And he just failed them instantly right there. You got to see how he actually he just didn't care about failing his students. He just failed them right there. He didn't really care. Without hesitation, he failed every single one of his students because they didn't really understand how important teamwork was. They just kept on attacking and attacking. And the one group who almost had it right, but they decided to just listen to their big brother who was tied up on the pole, saying, "Don't give me the food." Whenever the kids were right, saying, "Hey, we should give you the food," but the big brother was like, "Hey, no. Eat the food, we cannot disobey orders." But they were a good group. I gotta say that they were a good group. They do understand orders, but they missed one thing, which was teamwork, which was giving the brother food, even if that's disobeying orders. So teamwork has got to be the most important thing, even above the orders you're giving. So that's pretty smart of Kakashi actually putting that rule in place. And then we got to see how Guy, he wanted his team just not give up. You saw Neji, Tenten, and Lee, they just kept on fighting and fighting and fighting. And then they had one last punch to the face, and he just gave up right there. I mean, really. But yeah, God wanted them to actually, just keep on fighting and fighting to the end. Therefore, he passed his students right on the spot. That's all he wanted of his students, and he been having a good time with his students. Actually, he been loving his group because they have so much energy. And even when they were offered to take the tuning exam early, they were like, "Nah, we'll pass on it because we want to become stronger." And Guy was just so happy about that. They start talking about like, "Hey, I'm glad I did not have that other instructor that would fails the kids on spot." And then that's when Guy started noticing Kashi's darkness. Now, I didn't really notice. I'm not really sure if it was actually shown, but Guy, Kurenai, and Asuma, they were like, "Hey, you've got to pull Kakashi out of the Anbu. It's making him even darker, and if you put him in charge of the beginning, that will give him a chance to change." And then they were like, "Hey, we should not have interfered with that because it's just making him even more darker, giving the students failing them right on the spot." So even if Kakashi was just failing his students right on the spot, he was trying to teach them a lesson, and therefore it doesn't really matter how bad he failed them. He just like, "Hey, you gotta learn one simple thing. I'm sending you back to the academy so you can figure out what it was." And the kids actually learned from that. I mean, yeah, they were kind of mad about it, but they ended up coming back, thanking them, actually changing their ways, see what they did wrong and everything. And that's what Kakashi actually succeeded at. He actually got the kids to understand what he was talking about, what they needed to learn and everything. So I give him props for that, even though he had to do what he gotta do, fail the children and everything, without giving them a chance at all. So it was nice seeing how Kakashi was with his first students. I kind of had a little nostalgia feel about being back in the first Junin Kakashi and everything, and seeing how that is. The next episode we probably will get we haven't really seen this in a long time. How when you got Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura as their group, the third was like, "Hey, I got an interesting group of people. I want to see how they do," and they basically just put them down. and putting them in a group with Kakashi. So I hope it doesn't go way into detail with how the whole fight episode, well, the whole training went out, because we already seen that. Even though it's been a long time since that episode has been reviewed. So I mean, yeah, that's like episode 3 or something like that. So I mean, it would make sense to actually bring this episode back because we haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe with new animations, that'd be great. I'd love to see that episode. So, thank you guys for watching. This episode was decent. I did like seeing how Kakashi was, so I did enjoy it. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.